Hello you guys and welcome. My name is Ashley Patterson. I'll go over my actual second game, and this one's actually called the Twister Shapes. So I'm actually going to pretty much read my information. It's a rule and you guys can be able to see it. I also have these. This is actually the two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes, and it also have information in each square. If you can see that. This is really for my guidance for the teacher or whoever is actually giving out instructions, and I'll go over that in a minute. For right now, I'm just going to read the instructions. So the rules for the twister shapes. 1. The teacher will review the two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes to the students. So I'll actually would give out information according to what the rules say. Make sure you go over every shape, two-dimensional and three-dimensional. That way they get the gist of what it is before they well, some of them do not actually know about their two-dimensional, three-dimensional shapes, and that's okay. That's why this game is actually for learning, and just go over that before you actually start the game. Once you go over that, we'll go to phase 2. Question 2. Question 2 is students will have a series of questions to answer based off the facts that are given. Of course, given the facts to this right here, then they'll actually be answered questions from this. 3. Teacher will ask one question about two-dimensional, three-dimensional shapes. So I will ask a question. For instance, they may have 3 players. You can have up to 4 players in my game, but you also can go in teams if you want to do 6 to 7 people. This kind of all depends. But anyway, your question can be, for instance, I will say, guess who am I? I have 2 faces, 2 circle faces. I have 1 curved face. I have no corners, and I have 2 curved edges. So, just by all the information, they will actually have to raise their hand and tell me what shape it is. And if they say cylinder, they have it correct. With that being said, the first player who raised their hand and answered correctly will be able to move up 1 color. The first one that answer all 7 questions correctly wins the game. So it will make sense when I go over it as far as using a couple guinea pigs, if you can say, with my tutorial. I like to model it for you guys. That way you can see how to actually do the required steps to the game rather than telling you. So let's get started. Here we go. Okay, so right now I'm actually going to try out my game. I'm going to ask 2 players to choose a color. So you guys choose any color. You can choose between green, yellow, blue, and red. So go ahead and choose a color. Okay, so you have green. What about you? Red. Awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna read you some clues, and basically, like I said in my directions, that I will basically give a series of questions based off the information. I already went over the two-dimensional and three-dimensional shapes to my players, so they already kind of familiarized with the shapes. But now we got to test their knowledge and skills. So I'm gonna read a "Who am I?" question, and they have to raise their hand. The first one to raise their hand were able to answer that question, and it will be 7 questions to answer. The first one to answer all 7 correctly to the finish line wins. Are you guys ready? Yeah. Okay, awesome. So let's start. All right. So who am I? I have 1 curved face. I have 0 corners. I am easy to roll. Please raise your hand if you know the answer. Okay. Yes. What is it? Spear, good. So you move 1 space. Okay, so I'll go to the next one. And I'll keep going until the first player actually gets to the finish line. There's my finish line right there. So you'll keep going to each color. And I'll do a couple more just to give you a broad understanding about what's going on. So the second question. I have 6 faces that are all square. I have 6 corners. I have 12 straight edges. Who am I? Raise your hand if you know. Okay. Yes, go ahead. I'm sorry? Cube. Okay, so yes, that is correct. So please move up. I'm sorry. Alright, stop laughing. Thank you. Okay, so that's pretty much my example. If you can see that he actually moved up another space. So, like I said, the first one that gets to all 7 of the circles, they win the game. So that's pretty much my tutorial. Thank you.